Hey, what's up, everybody? Will Riggs with you right here. It is time for another night of Dirt Talk Nation with yours truly and my buddy Lance Plant. He'll be coming up here in just a minute. Of course, we're going to talk about all the racing or not racing. Good Lord, Mother Nature raining out everywhere, and it ain't nothing but Wednesday. We'll talk about that. We'll tell you where you can find some Dirt Talk Nation gear, and we'll talk about my top five racing shows, racing movies, rather. Top five racing movies of all time. We'll discuss after this on the Dirt Talk Nation.
She was there from the start by his side, and through all the scars and pain he'd hide. He'd work extra hours to make ends meet, dragging to the shop flat dead on his feet. She never dreamed it would be this hard, but nothing comes between a man and his racing car. She said, we're gonna be a mile down a dead-end street. When you know tracks like that, you can never be beat. He'd lose the love, but when Tom Riley sits and cries and grease stains in his eyes. There's no other love between a road and a tire. Nothing comes between a man and his racing car.
Oh, welcome into the Dirt Talk Nation. Look, as you can see, I'm in normal Dirt Talk Nation studios, but Lance Plant is on the beach in Florida. What's up, my man?
What's up?
Man, we'll talk about fishing here in a little bit because he was like, yeah, well, I'm going to make it. We just got out the boat. And he started sending me all the pictures of all the fish they caught. And then he grilled up burgers and dogs and fish. And look, he's drinking coldies. Look, I'm on a diet. Look, I got nothing but cold water right now. So that's all I can drink today. So you're got to pop more coldies tonight just for me. You guys, thanks for joining us. Of course, our show brought to you each and every week by our friends at East Texas Towers. Of course, we were not with you last week. Rain and Mother Nature had, she caused havoc all over the place. I don't think Lance had power until Friday. Is that right?
Yeah. Friday afternoon. It were without power for 3 or 4 days. It was crazy.
Man, that's horrible. That's craziness. I don't know why it takes that long. I guess it was widespread or whatever they say. But you know, that's just kind of how it is. But if you need any type of antenna, whether I got to live in the country and I got shitty cell phone service, or I got shitty internet. Well, guess who can help you with that? It's our good buddy, East Texas Towers. Give Kenny Lovett and his crew a call. East Texas Towers will fix you up with whatever you need. Oh, I got my dad's old ham radio, but I can't get anybody on it. And he's got you covered, man. All that stuff at East Texas Towers. And then you want to get with our friends at Black Acid Racing Apparel. If you need racing apparel for your team, for your merch table, for whatever you need it for, Black Acid Racing Apparel will get you squared away. If you notice, look, I'm wearing my shirt. It's accurate as fuck. Dude, it says occasional adult. However, tonight I'm also wearing the hat that says shit show supervisor. So technically this is my wife's hat. She's just not here, so I'm wearing it on the show. So I was like, I'm going to start wearing a bunch of just funny ass ball caps on the show just to see what people say. But this one says shit show supervisor. So that's what I'm doing tonight. We already got comments coming in. Hey, my wifey's she's down at this. There's a new place over here in town, Lance, over here in Fate. It's called Dudley's. It's a little sports bar up on the corner. Her and her friend are over there at Dudley's watching the show on her phone probably and drinking cold beer, which I should be doing. You're just joining them with the cold beer, man. And so you guys, a fam on vacation. Son just graduated high school. So is this like the graduation trip?
Yeah, graduation trip. We planned this about a year ago, and it's taken us about a year to save up. But
man, Florida ain't cheap, son.
Man, we're on Navarre Beach. We're in between Pensacola and Destin.
Yeah,
it's a really quiet town. But we went fishing this morning, and it was a blast. We had 5 to 6 foot swells. The wind was whipping, and man, it was rough. But hey, We had fun. We caught some fish.
Man, and what's funny is in 2 weeks, you and I will be swapping places because you'll be back here in Texas and I'll be in Florida, actually in Pensacola, or technically Gulf Breeze, which you had to drive through to get to where you're at now. So, I'll be down in Gulf Breeze. My brother's going on vacation with his family out of town. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to come stay at your house with my family and we'll have a vacation of our own. So,
we're coming back Saturday. We're leaving Saturday morning. I was hoping to get back in time to race Saturday night, but with all the rain,
there ain't no racing going on Saturday night, son. We've there's been multiple tracks here in the area that have already canceled. I mean, you can go see our buddy Colin Bell, who we'll talk to Colin here in a little bit down to Arklatex. But if you're here in North Texas, not a single track up here is going to be open, man. It just rained and rained and rained last night. I woke up probably, I don't know, 2:30. 3 o'clock, and it was, I mean, just thunderstorm. And then when I got up for work 3.5 hours later, it was still raining, man. It was rough. But let's do a little, I'm going to do a little present here, and we're going to share a little screen action for everybody so everybody can see this. Boom! Look at that right there. You got the beautiful Dirt Talk Nation apparel. You guys, it does come in more than black and yellow. You can actually just click on here. Let me just click on this so you guys can see all the cool colors. So look, you got the blue. I think this one looks sharp, dude. That blue looks super sharp. But they all look really cool. Actually, I mean, I might buy a yellow one just because. I mean, it looks, the red and the black and the silver really, really pop on that yellow as well. But you can also get customary white, which if you're a driver or a mechanic, do not buy white because you'll be like, son of a bitch. This is you right here. The black. Get the black.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you. Get the black because otherwise you're going to have grease all over it and be pissed that you bought a T-shirt that now has grease all over it. But don't buy the long sleeves because it is not that time in Texas right now. Right. This is you. Here you go. Here you go. Let's just get this right here going on. Boom. Boom. Go. Just get you that tank top going down. It's way too hot outside. Like, man, I'll tell you what's really the mugginess after all the rain. I mean, it's rained for 2 solid straight weeks. So, of course, it's muggy as all get out. It's like 91 degrees outside with like 85% humidity. It's miserable, dude. Absolutely miserable.
It's 85 degrees here with a nice breeze off my shoulder right here. The beach, the beach. Man, it is perfect.
I'm ready. I mean, look, I'm ready. We're so ready to be on the beach. We leave that Sunday, the following Sunday. So, how long did it take y'all to get down there?
10 hours.
Sheesh. It's about right. That's about right.
Yeah. We stopped in, where did we stop at? Jackson, Mississippi, and stopped about halfway, and we got lunch, refueled, and we made it here about 6 o'clock that afternoon.
Nice. We have a plan of leaving. We have a plan of leaving at 6 a.m., but we have racing the night before at RPM, so we'll see. Yeah. So there's not a lot of racing going on this weekend, not in North Texas anyway, just because it's only rained for 3 months now.
Horrible.
When it rained again last night, as much as it rained, I knew. Like I had texted the track, I texted Amanda.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I know we're probably not racing, but I just want to do a confirmation. And she's like, because I do the graphics, for those of you who don't know, I do the graphics for the RPM Speedway. She's like, can you put a rained out one up? And I'm like, I got you. Let me go and get that done because I already knew it. It's Wednesday. Like, that's how much it's rained for like ridiculous. 2 straight weeks, man. And I'm like, not just rain. I'm talking big, fat rain.
Yeah, well, I think we got 6 inches of rain the last 3 days.
Holy smoke. That's just a lot. Did you call and check back home, make sure all your stuff's still working at home?
Oh yeah, everything's good there. We get updates quite often, and we check with other family and make sure all is good and everything. It looks like a beach around here.
Well, let's Did you see the picture going around of the Buc-ee's and Terrell?
Yeah,
where they were doing the construction work, redoing the driveway or the parking lot, and it rained so much it looks like a swimming pool. It's hilarious. So let's bring on our guest. So Southern Raceway texted me, and he's like, man, I got a family thing to be at tonight, and it's not going to be over by the time your show is over. So we're going to get him on at another time, and it's fine. He's super cool. His name is Tom.
Yeah.
And he does the Take 5 Live. He does a little little show that he does on his own as well. So we'll get him on in the future. But let's get race announcer extraordinaire Colin Bell on. Colin, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
What's happening? Let's do this. Boom! Look at that. Look, we're all three on the screen and looking good. So, why is Colin always driving? Like every time he's on the show, like the last time he was on the show, he's doing it from his car too, which is weird. I feel like he just doesn't want to be in anywhere but his car when he talks to us, I guess.
He's always driving.
Like, where are you always going?
I mean, you can see it on the shirt, my guy. I just watched DTBU win the national championship about 25 minutes ago.
Oh, that's cool.
What's DTBU? What is that?
East Texas
ETBU.
Baptist.
Oh,
In
East Texas
Martin.
Bible. You got to say it like you from the country, man. East Texas Bible University, man.
Go Tigers.
The Tigers. Tygas. Is that how that works?
Sure.
Sure. The Tigers. So,
Where you
you guys
at?
racing at Arklatex this weekend, yeah?
I hope so. That's the plan.
So, did you guys have you all got a shit ton of rain too, or what?
Yeah, it's hit us pretty good. I live an hour from the track, but I know there was some standing water in the past few days. It's about 90 degrees and sunny right now, so we're hopeful.
Yeah, out at RPM, they were like they're standing water, and even though it's going to be 90 degrees for the next couple of days, it's just not going to be enough to dry it up, man.
Horrible.
I bet we've gotten in the last 3 weeks 8 to 10 inches of rain, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Ridiculous.
And we all know the challenge with RPM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more they get rained out, the more I feel like the more I feel like at some point Steven's just going to be like, all right, cool, let's just make a deal with somebody and we're just going to blacktop the entire pit areas because the track has been raceable. It's just the pits have been screwed, like absolutely screwed. But I can't imagine what the price tag would be to blacktop the entire pit area. Holy crap.
Yeah, it'd be stupid expensive. And that's what the biggest issue is the pits. When you get the big rigs in there, man, you run up the place and you tear up equipment trying to pull them out. And usually track's pretty good. They can get that in the shape. It's just always the pits are a mess.
It was like that at the Devil's Bowl too. If it rained too much, man, they were parked down in the actual infield. Yeah, it was like that too.
Yeah.
Hey, Shannon Boyd saying what's up on the program. So we appreciate her tuning in, joining in, listening in. And so last time we talked, Colin, I told you that I was I was going to take the other gig on Friday nights down at Hot Speedway, and I kind of changed my mind on that for a multitude of reasons, and I let them know. I mean, look. I've had like 5 heat strokes in my life, and I had an actual stroke last year. So sitting out in the sun and the heat in the hot of the day throughout the summer, not really on my to-do list. You know what I mean? Plus, it's like 2 hours of driving each way. So I don't think Joe really appreciated it, but I'm like, dude, I'm letting you know. I'm like, I know you want to not do it, but I just can't. That's a lot of driving for me.
Yeah.
So you're going to do it?
I think Go ahead, Colin.
I think Colin should do it.
I work down there occasionally. I'm scheduled to go there next Friday, tentatively. I haven't been there since car issues in the last 2 months. I typically will go to Waco and then 105 and make it a 2-trip weekend.
Nice.
But last time I did that, I ended up in car trouble once I got back to town and have finally gotten some of that figured out. So we'll see. I'm supposed to be at 105 next Saturday to cover for Caleb. And then I'll be down there the next week with the Southern States Modified Series. I love traveling for it. Waco's a solid 4 hours for me, but it's nice to be in different scenes. Show up to tracks where you don't really have expectations of who's going to win each week, and you can kind of announce with a fresh perspective, but also just meet new people.
Me and Colin actually met at the High Limits Racing at RPM. I met Colin for the first time face to face, and that was actually a fun night for me because all I had to do was call the modifieds, right? But I will tell you this, like I like Colin and I kind of have a similar what's the outlook on getting sponsors announced, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a little easier when it's a 2-man team, you know? Because I'm like, when we get to the freaking feature race at RPM, and you got 20 to 24 limited modifieds to announce, there's not a chance I'm gonna be able to name all their sponsors. Not a chance. And as a matter of fact, there's not a chance. If I announce all their cars from beginning to end, from pole to the very last row, they're literally going green by the time I get to the last person, just announcing their number, their name, and where they're from. So, it's a little more difficult for me just because, there's a lot of cars in the features, but I try to get as many done as I possibly can during the heats, so at least I can get something going.
It's important to get those sponsors' names.
It is. I literally have to. My thing is this: like, I have a cool announcer screen that they use for my race pass. You know what the hard part about that is getting drivers to log into their My Race Pass for 5 minutes and just put in their freaking sponsors. Like, 'cause I can't get around.
I don't have access to this.
Like, I don't have the legs. I don't have the good legs like Colin does anymore. Like, literally, if I walk at RPM, Lance, if I walk from the stand down to where the entry road ends into the pits, my legs are toast, dude. I got to turn around and walk back. Because well, golf carts are expensive, bro.
Right.
So
I think
I'm
Colin's got a big race coming up this weekend.
Yeah, Colin, what you got going down, man?
So we have the 18th annual Doug Murphy Memorial at the Arclotech Speedway, presented by Genuine RV and Power Sports.
There you go.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
We one of the biggest unsanctioned modified races in the country, and has been for a while. It was the biggest race at Arclotech and the biggest race in the South for modifieds for a long time. 2016 it stopped and brought it back last year. And looking for two nights this year. We got rained out on one of them.
I think you're.
I'm not sure what cut out there.
Yeah, you
I got
did.
a phone call for a second.
He's like, boom. He's just poking on the screen. We figured when you started.
Decline.
Decline. Denied.
Right.
So, how long has that been going on again?
So it initiated in 2008 at Chatham, Super B Speedway, used to be Fast Track. So in 08, 09, and 10, it was ran over there at Chatham. And then they moved it to Arclotech.
Nice. How long have you been calling it?
Ooh, I've only done one.
So at Arclotech, is it just you, or do you have a teammate that you call races with?
It depends on the weekend. Zach Clark will be there with me. The Murphy family requested he be there. We've worked together on most big shows at Arclotech.
Yeah, I used to when I first started doing it.
Different outlooks on if you one or two.
Well, actually, before at RPM and at Devil's Bowl, when I first started calling races, it was me at RPM. It was me and Dink McCullough, who is absolutely a phenomenal race caller.
For sure.
If you can understand what he's saying, because he's a little leaf tech man, like they right here sometimes, I love you, Dink, if you're watching. Dink's good people.
Dink's very yeah.
And then, at RPM, I had a multitude. Most of the time, it was Joe Casper or someone else. But yeah, this is the first year I've ever had to call races all by myself. My wife now actually started scoring at RPM, and so she got to see her first ever, in the booth of how I go through and call races, and she was like, "Okay, you earn every penny. That is a lot of work." And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, well, how do you end up with the night with 60 pieces of paper? And I'm like,
yeah. And Zach does a great job. Zach's always done a great job now.
So, Colin, do you okay? So when you get everything, do you handwrite your notes for races, or do you print everything out, or you got a laptop? What's that like for you in your situation in your booth?
I don't have a laptop. So for a race like this, when it's a memorial and has history, I take my iPhone and put notes. I've got notes of who's won the past ones and how many cars were at each But once we hit Friday, I'll be going through the pits and writing down sponsors. I know most of the modified guys at this point, most of the local guys, but anyone who's way off, I'll write down 3 or 4 sponsors for them and hopefully be able to say them.
So we got Kevin Fry says, howdy y'all. Kevin, appreciate you watching the show. Make sure you guys follow. We are live actually on Dirt Talk Nation as well as Race On. We're super thankful for Race On for allowing us to be on their platform, man. Chris Dave and his whole crew are super cool. Actually, I'm really looking forward. Look, we're not racing up here, Lance, but I'm glad we have Race On because I'll be watching that 100-lapper out in Australia, see how Wally and Billy and them do, man. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Friday night I'll be tuning in watching the race in Darkwood. That's always been a big modified race. You always get a lot of guys come from all over the country. Jason Hughes is always usually come. Just everybody. It's really a big deal for the modifieds in the South. And you get a lot of great guys coming down from all over.
I was messaging with Zach earlier. Who's going to announce this race with me? There were 45 last year, and we had it sanctioned through ARMS. If you look at the B-main lineups from the 2Bs, they're absolutely insane. Like Bo Day won one B, Chris Hennigan won the other. Those are guys who aren't normally in a B. You have Fito Gallardo, Peyton Taylor, Stephen Whitaker. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
At our last race at RPM, actually the Hennigans finished 1 and 2. Of course, Hennigan the junior, kept out in front of the Pops the whole time.
Oh, it does. Yep.
And then they finished 1 and 2, and man, that was some good racing, man. I always love watching. I always love it when you see like families racing together. Sure. Because it's always been pretty cool. It's like Wally. His dad Walter was the Devil's Bowl historian and raced himself. And then you see the Bolden brothers out there. Now their kids are racing. It's really cool to see families racing, man. And how the hell else are we gonna continue to be having jobs, Colin, if we don't keep these families racing, bro?
Yeah, I was blessed to be able to give Dustin his first victory interview. USMTS opened up the season at Architects last year, and he won the limited modified show with like 40 cars there that night. He's moved into the mods now and picked up 2 wins in that. But like you said, it's all about the families over here. Ingalls and Gaddis, and we couldn't have the racing we do around here without the tradition and the families around here.
Yeah, we got. I think when I first started calling races, of course, the Bolden brothers, were racing the Sartons, Jason and Jack.
Oh yeah.
And it's really cool to me that and then a lot of guys are so close. They've been racing together since they were kids. They're so close that they're like family anyway. Like I consider Wally and Lance and these guys. These are the guys I met literally when I first started calling races, man. And it's really cool that. Yeah, they're now. Look, are there guys in the race community who are assholes? Absolutely, there are. But the nice guys, the sweethearts, really outweigh them.
Right.
And I hate it when like people have a bad, they get a bad situation, either a bad experience with one guy or whatever. But those guys exist in all walks of life, so it only stands to reason they'll be part of racing too.
Yeah. Also, racing, it's an emotional sport, and there's highs and lows. You may catch a guy at a time where he's pretty heated getting out the car, and that may not be who the guy actually is. Some cases it is, some it's not.
Man, the heat of competition, look, if he's a jackass before the race, he's probably just a jackass. If it's after the race, you got to give him a minute, let him cool off a little bit, because racing is it's the heat of competition, So it's just look, you got your Race On hat on. Mine says, I don't know if you can read it, Colin, but mine says shit show supervisor. So that's my job tonight, because this shit show's going live, bro. We're rolling and blowing and going here with the Dirt Talk Nation. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We got Kevin Fry jumping in saying Lance is always fast at Rocket Raceway Park.
Yep.
The old Baby Oil Express. I don't care how much Dirt Defender you use. I will never, ever not call it the Baby Oil Express. Ever.
I guess I think a cigarette made like the old express.
Yes, people would buy them all day. I would say you could put one on Colin's laptop, but
I announced at Rocket one night, and he showed up so late because like I was just walking out of the pits and I see his car. I was like, dang it, I'm not gonna have any of his sponsors.
Man, there were I remember when I was the Devil's Bowl, of course, race Saturday nights, and some races, some racetracks would have the sprints or the modifieds first, and then those guys would load up and haul ass to Devil's Bowl, literally pull in the pits just before the features, and then get in and run the features, and I'll be like, who the F is this guy? I'll be looking on my sheet going, I don't know who the F this is, dude. So it's always fun.
It's a problem back in the day.
Man. That and then the wrong driver climbing out in victory lane.
Yeah, and you're like, who the fuck? Like, you're like, I've been calling this car the whole ass time. Like, who is this dude? You know?
Yeah.
That's happened before.
Then you always get those jackwaggers on Facebook that want to call, everybody out and make one little mistake, like, hey, I don't see anybody else signing up to announce or.
Dude, you're preaching to the choir, huh, Colin? Always some assholes got something to say online, dude. Always.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of keyboard warriors and everything, but with announcing, I want to say it's doable because it's not that hard, but it's also hard.
The
first thing is you have to care about the quality that you're putting out.
Right.
If you don't care, people can hear it instantly. And then everyone has a different style, and in that it comes to interpretation of what's good and what's not. But as long as you care and people know you care that you're there, you're doing a good job.
Right.
For me, like, my style is this. I'm a professional broadcaster. That's what I do. That's like not just on Saturday, like all the time. That's my job, right? I'm a professional broadcaster. So I bring a little different than a lot of guys who call races or racers or had just followed racing their whole life and then they just got into it. Brother Ferguson, what's happening? It ain't Brother Ferguson. That's Danny Ferguson, our flagman at our RPM. I give him such a hard time, Lance. I love it. I always give him shit when he's up there. But he says, "What's up, Lance?" Why does Danny always get the free t-shirts is what I want to know. Like, I want to get some of those free t-shirts, but they can't throw them to me. I'm in the booth,
True.
And look, I'm not leaving the comfort of my 60-degree booth to go get t-shirts. It's not. But anyway, I bring I try to call it like a professional broadcaster and bring some excitement to it and get the information out as quickly as I can. Do I mess up? Yeah, fuck yes, I mess up.
Everybody does.
Does Colin mess up? Fuck yes, Colin messes up. Is he gonna? That's just that's part of it. I've seen drivers on the track mess up all the time. You know what I mean? Like, don't call me out, fucker.
Right. Yeah. We make mistakes all the time.
Like, it's but it's I make mistakes on this very show. But guess what? We're having a good time. Lance, how many beers deep are you right now? Poor Colin, he's driving. He can't even pop coldies. He can't even pop coldies on the show with us. Colin, damn.
Raspberry tea.
What the fuck?
Raspberry
tea?
On in my announcing last year was to try to make a race seem interesting. So I would try to build a potential photo finish, whether it was or not. But that was something I continued to try to do to try to keep the race fans engaged and make things seem exciting if they weren't. And honestly, there were some examples where it worked. I announced the American Crate Late Model Series at RPM, and it was a solid race, but it wasn't a great one. And I'm a pick on your boy Blaine Murphy. He posted on Facebook. He says that was one heck of a crate race. And I'm thinking in my mind, no, it wasn't. I made you think it was. There was one pass for the lead because the leader got a flat.
You see, So to me, what the most exciting, clearly the features are always the most exciting, right? Because everybody's on the track at the same time, right? Heats can get out of hand very, very quickly, especially no caution heats, man. The top 1 or 2 guys in heats can just freaking run away from some of the other guys, and it's not even close. And then you get to I think the last time we raced, we had the limited modified feature had 24 cars, and there was only 1 caution, which is, for that many cars at RPM, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
And you know who the 1 caution was? Neighbors. I gave him so much. He ended up breaking something, so he came up to the booth right before. He came up to the booth right before the main feature, and I kind of was giving him shit about it. But it's sometimes races don't, and I think I do the same thing as you do, Colin. Just like, you have to make it sound interesting at least. You know what I mean? Like, and I have a tremendous cameraman in Tanner Long, man. Tanner knows racing. He knows what the good racing is on the track, man, and I'm super appreciative that I get to work with Tanner again. He really gets a lot of good shots, and like, I can tell if I start talking about, oh look, the leader is a half a track away from everybody, but the 2, 3, and 4 cars are bunched together. That's what I'm calling, man. I'll come back to so-and-so's a half a track, but the real racing is for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spots, and that's where he stays with the camera to make it interesting for those who are watching from home on Race On.
And Zach does a good job of that too. Last time I was at Boot Hill, we had 30 modified or something like that, and I was racing for a transfer spot in the B main, and Zach Clark made it sound like I was, winning the feature, but it was a dang good race between me and 75 car. I don't remember who it was. And I passed him at the finish line, and Zach, man, he puts a lot of effort into those transfer spots and making it entertaining, and makes it entertaining for the crowd there at the track. He always does an awesome job.
So Colin,
every bit of publicity any driver can get is more than earned.
Absolutely, and it's always fun, man. I tell you what, it's always fun to me. My favorite parts are the restarts, when somebody who started in the rears, like, got the fastest car on the track, and then there's always, I'm like, oh, he's still starting to run him down. And then there's a caution. I guarantee you the guy in the lead's going, son of a bitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we had Taylor Courtney on a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about he was leading the race, and he had a pretty good lead in the race, but on the restart, dude, Fifield just went and was gone. And
sometimes being in the lead is the worst spot to be in, because you don't know where the fast line is, you don't know where to be. So sometimes you're just a sitting duck, because all the guys behind you know where to be, where the fast line is, and sometimes being a first is always the best.
Not until the finish line, anyway.
Right.
As we talk about how announcing some races is hard, that's very true. But I don't know if you've ever been to Arthur Will or how much you've watched of it. I know Lance knows. You very, very, very rarely get a boring race.
No,
it's called the land of the three wide. Like it is.
And honestly, RPM being a quarter mile. Yeah, it's a quarter mile track. I mean, there's a lot, and I'll tell you what, I've seen more 2 and 3 wide in the corners, coming out of the corners at RPM than I ever did before.
Yeah, it's better.
Because I know Martin and his crew, they've really pushed that cushion up to damn near the wall. And there's not a lot that gets up there. So one of the things I teased in the open, Colin, I'm gonna get you in on this before we cut you out of here. So I teased my top 5 racing movies of all time. Now, one of these, how old are you, Colin?
26.
I guarantee you one of these you've probably never heard of, but is literally one of the best racing movies of all time. All right. What? What did you say? 6-pack? Yes, that's it. 6-pack with Kenny Rogers. Get out of town. That's a great racing movie, man.
Great.
I bet I'll watch that.
Freeport Speedway.
Oh, did they really?
That was Boot Hill.
Oh, real? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's that dude. I love
It
that
wasn't
movie.
actually filmed at Boot Hill, but it was whatever the word is. It represented.
So
Most of
some
them
of
were
these.
filmed at Cherokee, I think. Some of those South Carolina tracks.
I think
So-
so.
So that movie gets first honorable mention. So it's not in my top 5, but it is my honorable mention because it's a great movie. Now, some of these may not seem like racing movies, however, they are. Okay, they're based around racing. Okay, so number five. You ready? The Cannonball Run.
Okay.
The Cannonball Run. Actually, you can do 1 and 2, put them together and if you've never seen the Cannonball Run movies, Colin, highly suggest them. I mean, you got Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds and Farrah Fawcett and Mel Brooks. I mean, they're freaking hilarious. They're hilarious, but they're based around racing, so that's why they make the number 5 spot on my list. Number 4, the original Fast and Furious, because it revolved around street racing, and then it got ridiculously wild from there. Ridiculously wild. Technically, the Tokyo Drift, is that second or third? I don't remember if Tokyo Drift was second or third, but Tokyo Drift was also around racing. It was based around racing in town. So that's my number 4, okay? Number 3, Ford versus Ferrari. Dude, that movie,
That's a good movie.
that movie is so good. I watched it for about the 3rd time today. It's really, really good. By the way, have you guys seen a movie called Alabama Dirt that's about dirt track racing? It's on Prime. You're welcome. Alabama Dirt. And I've only got about halfway through it, and I was like, crap, I got to get ready for this show. But it's about dirt track racing. He races a limited modified. It's down in Alabama, clearly. But yeah, it's called Alabama Dirt. It's a dirt track racing. I've never seen a dirt track racing movie before. Like, that's truly about dirt track racing. You know what I mean? Number two, and this is going to be controversial. Number 2 is Days of Thunder. That's number 2.
Oh, no.
Do you
That's
guys
top
know
five.
what says number 1?
I don't know what.
Talladega Nights, baby. Talladega Nights. Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby, come on, Ricky. If you ain't first or last.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I don't know
right, Carl,
what
what's
to
yours?
do. I like when he says, yeah, car hell look good. Right.
Let's see. So there is a Netflix dirt track racing movie called Lady Driver.
Yep.
Jude Hobson and Bobby Pierce's car. It's not the most realistic thing, but it is revolved around dirt racing. So I'll put that as 5. Cars 2.
What?
Okay.
What'd you say?
Cars 2. You know, the one with all the
Oh,
stuff. It's not
okay.
as much fun, but-
Actually, I'd contemplating put Cars just in general. I contemplated that, but I didn't.
Because number 3 is Cars 1. And number 2 is Cars 3 because it's dirt track racing.
And I swear to Christ, if you say that
And number 1
is
is
Cars.
honestly not a movie, but Dale Jr.'s Lost Speedways.
Is that like a series? Like
Yeah,
a YouTube
it
series
goes
or
to
what?
abandoned racetracks. It's
Oh,
on
that's
Prime
pretty
all
cool.
time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to go check that out then, because I think
Matthew
anytime anybody
Filmer
goes,
was with and Flo hired him for that, stuff like that.
anytime anybody goes to something abandoned and does a documentary or does a video, and it's always cool. Like the abandoned amusement parks are creepy as hell, dude.
Yeah, they go to
Like
San
the-
Antonio and they go to Texas World. There's some really interesting ones for this area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
when
sure.
I watched one where they went to the like abandoned Disney World, and I forget where the hell it was, dude. It is freaking creepy as hell. Like I'm like, did they film
There's
Jurassic
an abandoned
Park here?
Six Flags in New Orleans.
Yes, that one's creepy as shit. It's all overgrown and creepy, and there's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the underwater alligator thing that's like
So
still
is
like they
everything
just.
in New Orleans.
Yes, it's pretty much. We've talked about that because like we have contemplated a move to Gulf Breeze, Florida, after this year, and we've contemplated it. And my wife's like, but it's only 16 feet above sea level. I said, which is about 100 more than it is New Orleans. She's like, wait, that means New Orleans is? Yeah, it's negative below sea. That's why there's a levee system, because it's below sea. It's like a cereal bowl. I was like, that's why when there was a hurricane, it filled up with water, and there was nowhere for anybody to go.
But yeah, let me
know,
give one more push to the Doug Murphy weekend. So it's
Do
going
it.
to be 3,700 to win on Friday for modifieds, 1,000 to win for evidence, 1,000 to win for factory. Also running Sportsters, Pro Mods, and Tuners. And then we'll run Saturday 5,000 to win for USRA mods. Same purse for the other 5 divisions. So again, it's listed as the 18th annual. We haven't actually ran 18. But Chris Hennigan's won it the most. He's won it 3 times. Terry Phillips won it twice. You've had Jason Hughes, Jeremy Payne, Johnny Bone Jr., Shane Abear. It's been a race, man. And not to knock on Cade, but Cade Dillard hasn't won this race. That's how tough this race is.
Oh.
Wow. Do you know if he's coming? Oh no, they're
He's absolutely great. Or the world.
Yeah.
But it will be on Race On if you're not in Louisiana / Southeast Texas. If you're not in the region.
We're about 5 miles over the Texas state line.
So if you're not in that region.
20 South Arkansas.
So.
It's about 2 hours from my house. 2 hours, 15 minutes from Canton. So it's not too bad.
So if you guys are in the area.
29X a little bit more often.
Is it Friday and Saturday night, Colin?
Yes, sir. That's the plan for now. We've canceled practice, which was going to be tomorrow night. But it's supposed to be 94 out and all sunny all day tomorrow and Friday. So if there's anything to be done, they will do it. That we've already shown that. We got a lot of rain before the Billy Robinson. And we had mud down between the track and the stands. What I had to walk through to go interview, but as long as the track is raceable and people aren't stuck in the pits, they're going to do everything they can to get this race in, especially for the Murphy family. Obviously, a race that lasts this long means Doug Murphy had a really big impact in this community. His son Dougie is a big part of the racing as well. And now his grandson Tail is showing out in his speed mod. Youngster's really close to a breakthrough. He finished second at Boot Hill in that really good race between Boone Evans and Cody Tupper for the Triple Crown Throwdown. So that kid's gonna be one to watch. Him and Talon Willis are very similar. They're two youngsters, very good race car drivers, dads that are doing the best things for their kids, really good role models and people. And so that's the kind of memorial race you love. Most memorial races that last are gonna be for somebody that was a good time and a good person. So we look forward to honoring legacy of Doug this weekend.
We always appreciate it when you jump on, Bubba, and man, we hope you guys get some racing in because somebody's got to get some racing in. We haven't had. We've raced like race season starts in March, bro, and we literally have had 3 races at RPM, 3. And it's been rained out every other time, and it kind of reminds me of that 2018 season last year. Just
8 rainouts.
Jesus,
I think
we've had 8 right now. Like this makes 8, I think 8 or 9 rainouts for us right now. And remember, we don't even race. We only race the first 3 weeks of the season, weekends of the month, and we raced it like this is 8, 7 or 8. It's horrible, but man, we'll let you get back on the road. We appreciate you taking time out of your night to join us and promote that. And you guys head on over to Race On. If you don't have a subscription, get a subscription. Watch it if you're not in the area. I'm going to watch it. I'm also going to check out that 100 lapper from Australia, from down under, mate. And we'll be cheering on Billy and Wally to post that American flag up on that Australian track. That dog leg that they got out there with a tree in the middle of it. Yeah, that should be fun. That should be fun. So, Colin, man, we appreciate you, Bubba. We'll talk to you very soon.
Appreciate it, fellas.
You got it. Later, Bubba. All right, there it goes, y'all. Colin Bell, we appreciate him for jumping on with us. Hey, Lance, let's take a quick break, get our sponsors in here. We'll be back. We'll talk some more racing and start thinking about your top 5 racing movies. Oh, back on the Dirt Talk Nation. Thanks to our friends at East Texas Towers and Black Acid Racing Apparel for sponsoring us. And, of course, our friends from Race On for letting us broadcast on their amazing platform and help to grow our show. And, look, now I'm really jealous. Look, he had to turn around and move to make sure that we could see the beach house. And the beach is right over that little right over that little hill right there. Other side. There you go. Right on the other side. That's the beach. Man.
About 100 yards.
When did y'all get down there?
Monday afternoon.
Oh man! And today's
Release Saturday.
Wednesday, and you've already. So you've been there Monday, and I'm surely you were on the beach yesterday.
Yesterday. Well, not today. Committed to Dirt Talk Nation.
Well, that, and we appreciate that for sure.
Yeah. No. I had to reposition. This has been a little bit of a shit show tonight. So last minute, I've been cooking fish from what we caught today, and I don't have my setup. I'm using my
Well, at least I
phone.
can't smell you. That's the good part. It's not smell-o-vision.
I smell good. What are you talking about? I've been on
You
a
smell
boat
like
all day.
you smell like suntan lotion and dead fish, bro.
And Coors Light.
That's right. And Coors Light. Coors Light's the best smelling thing on the.
So I turned the camera on like 30 seconds till we went live.
No, I know. He's like, link ? So I sent him the link, and literally we're like, it's less than it counts down. It tells us how long till live, right? It was like literally less than a minute. He's like, here I am. And I'm like, oh shit. So I was like, well, and he already knows the drill, so he was ready to go anyway. But I thought of another race movie on my honorable mention. The movie Drive with Sylvester Stallone and the kid who played Sunshine in Remember the Titans. It's actually a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. The bit where he picks up all the quarters,
Yeah. So Ford versus Ferrari is definitely in the top 5 of mine. Days of Thunder, Six Pack.
Six Pack's great.
Man, there's a couple of Cars.
Cars
There's
is really
another
good.
one that I love. That when me and my wife first started dating, I picked these DVDs and we watched all of them when we first started dating. It's because if she could get through that, she could, withstand the
It was
time.
like a test. It was a test. If she can get through all this bullshit, she's mine.
And she's right over there, and she can hear. And so,
Sucker. What a sucker. She fell for it.
we watched them all the first couple of nights we started dating. And I don't remember the other name of that movie. Six Pack was one, and the other one, The Fast Chicken of the South.
Oh man, I left freaking Stroker Ace. I left Stroker Ace off my list. Oh no. Major dude, Stroker Ace is the 1 seed, bro. And you got Charlie Daniels, and he's like, Stroker Ace was born to raise at the Beach Street.
Exactly.
Take the curve with the devil's nerve. The girls. With
That's
the
the first movie me and her watched was Stroker
Dude.
Ace. She's like, what in the hell are we watching?
Dude, it's so bad that it's great. It's so bad that it's great. I mean, you got Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson and Ned Beatty. Oh my God. Oh, and Jim Neighbors, where he's trying to figure out why he sang out of the side of his mouth. Oh my God, that movie is greatness.
It is.
Can't believe I forgot that one on my list. I'm to kick something off my top 5 because Stroker Race is a great movie, man. Fastest chicken in the South.
My top 5.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good list. That's a good list.
Yeah.
So-
So every time we get a guest on, we gotta give their top 5.
You got to give them their top. Yeah, they got to get their top 5, man, and we'll have to reiterate ours and let them know. I have to bump Talladega Nights down and put Stroker Race in the number 1 series. Yeah, Stroker Race is a great movie, man. Six Pack's really good. Matter of fact, I might go watch that. So I'm gonna go upstairs and I built my rock crawlers, my RC rock crawlers, and I got a new winch and I got it all wound up, and so I got some other body work I'm gonna do and after this. So I'm gonna go upstairs and competitions are coming up in July, and I gotta get ready for the one in October. In October we do one's called Crawlapalooza. It's up in Disney, Oklahoma. It's really it's a huge thing. And I was actually kind of disappointed because there was this thing that they used to do down in Florida for the last 6 years called the Ultimate Scale Truck Expo, and it got huge, dude. People come all from all over the world to come to this thing and show off their custom built, rock crawlers and all this other stuff. And they had all these trophies for all these different things. And then they said, well, we're going to try to look for a different place. And so they didn't have one in It's usually in January down in Florida.
Yeah.
And then they said, we're not going to have one. And then they just announced this last week that they're just not going to do it anymore. And I'm like, what? I know. It's like, so if I knew somebody up here and look, it's a beer assistant.
Yeah.
I almost said something else, but I don't want your wife to stab me. So,
She'll never listen.
so good. She's the beer wench over there, just handing beers out. Just saying it's
You're good. You look beautiful.
Yes. Any woman bringing beer looks beautiful. I mean, we'll be honest about it.
Right. Man.
So,
I'm not looking forward to going home, though, but I'm looking forward to going home to hopefully dry weather, dry ground, and we can go racing. My car's ready to go, ready to load up. And
I'm
ready to
so
go.
so tired of the rain. So I looked up. I was like, okay, what do other racing movies people like, right? And I was shocked to find the Mad Max series, and because I don't think those are I mean, they're racing to get still gas, I guess, but I don't really see them as racing movies. Where do you stand on the Mad Max series?
I mean, they're good series, but not really racing related.
Right, that's what I said too. And I'm like, so the other day I watched Mad Max Fury Road, the one with Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy plays Max. And then Charlize Theron's character is Furiosa. Well, now there's a new Mad Max movie that just came out called Furiosa that's about her, but it's a different actress playing her. And it's got Chris Hemsworth, a.k.a. Thor, in it. Mm-hmm. So I'm interested to see that. And there's a couple movies at the theaters. Movies are expensive as shit to go to anymore.
Everything's expensive.
Well, here's the thing. So now when you go to the movie theater, like you can literally order an entire meal and snacks and shit at your table, and that's deadly for me, bro. I'm like, I'm gonna need these jalapeno poppers and these chicken nachos and a cold beer. And what do you want? She's like, oh, I want a pizza and a cold beer or she'll drink a whiskey and Coke. And so then
$100 later.
Freaking yes. And I'm like, look. So what's funny to me is I'll be like, hey, this movie just is out. You can rent it at home, but it's $20. And she goes, that's too expensive. But if we went to the movies to see it, it would cost us 5 times that. I'll make the popcorn and food here, still pay the same $20, and it's still cheap. It's still cheap compared to going to the damn theater. So when's the last time you actually went to the theater to watch a movie?
Man, we went. I think we went last year. Watched something. I can't remember, some chick flick, but we got popcorn and drink and watch a movie. It was still $50.
Yeah. Popcorn. I'd be like, all right, look. I tell Katie all the time, we're gonna need to get individual popcorns because I will basically go to that butter machine and just be like.
All the butter.
Just hold it down until basically I'm just soggy butter flavor. No, it's not. And it never gets really soggy till the end. But I will butter it. I found a trick. I'm gonna tell you a trick that actually Katie found the trick and she showed me, but I'm gonna take credit for it for this particular purpose. You take straws from the straw counter, right? Open the straws, stick them down in your popcorn, and then put the butter through the straw so it gets to the bottom of your popcorn, and then butter the top. Genius. Absolute genius, dude. Because there's nothing worse than them filling up your giant bucket of popcorn and then only putting butter on the top.
It doesn't get to the bottom.
Right. So she's like, you stick these straws in here, put the butter through the straws, and shake the box while you're doing it, and it gets the butter all the way to the bottom. Freaking genius, dude. Man. See, now you're like, hey, all right.
Yeah, I'm going to try that next time.
And anybody who buys candy, like candy bars or candy at the movie theater, you're a dumbass.
Yeah,
especially if you're going with a female, dude. You stop at the store for literally 1/10 of the price, stuff them in her purse, and freaking eat them at the. Who's gonna call you out, bro? Nobody, absolutely fucking nobody. Nobody's gonna call you out on eating candy at the damn theater.
Candy, yeah, she gonna stick her purse full of candy,
Absolutely.
M&Ms and Sour Patch Kids and all that stuff. We're gonna load up before we go.
Yes. Okay, what's your favorite?
Yeah.
What's your favorite candy?
Oh, Sour Patch Kids.
Really?
Yeah.
They're okay. I don't. My favorite candy. Like if I go to the store and I'm like, man, I really need a candy bar right now. Man, I will fuck a Zero Bar up.
Oh yeah. I love
Dude.
Zero Bar.
The white fudge chocolate or whatever, white fudge and the nougat. Oh my god, I will. And they got the king size one, right? So you get 2 little small bars inside now. I'm like, this is a whole ass snack. Yeah, all day, dude, all day. So
if I'm going to the movies, I'm getting a bag of Sour Patch Kids. Watermelon.
the whole bag, just the big bag.
Whole bag.
And you just shove them down. Like, take all the shit out of your purse, babe. Shove these in.
Yeah, just take everything out of your purse, put it down there with some M&Ms,
Put these-
Kids, and yeah, she loves gummy worms. So
That's the funniest shit I've ever heard. She loves gummy worms. It's
yeah,
hilarious.
she loves gummy worms.
You ever seen those, what do you call those things? It's almost like a parfait, really. It's like chocolate mousse and chocolate cake mixed together, and then they put the freaking gummy worms down inside of it. So it's like dirt.
Yeah,
It looks like, yeah. My kids love that shit.
Yeah. My kids love any kind of candy. They don't matter.
Dude,
As long as
I'm
it's
with
candy.
them. I like candy myself, dude. Candy's good shit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get out of here, brother, and you guys get back to your vacation. Tell your wife I said thanks for letting me borrow you for an hour, and then next week, hopefully next week, everybody's got power and dry ground, and we'll go do some races next weekend before I get to go on vacation. I could use that vacation money, son.
Yeah. I'm still working on some great guests. There was a big race this week called the Dream up in Ohio.
Ohio.
Super late model race. A lot of guys are going to that I wanted to bring in. So hopefully next week we'll have Colin was a great guy. I love Colin. He does a great job. He's Texas, Arkansas, Booty, that area. But next week we hope to have some
Let's stretch out. Yeah, I'm gonna hit up Southern Raceway again, so we can maybe get some Florida and Ohio in the house. And did you know that Ohio? If you're in Ohio and you say OH, they will scream IO. I'm not bullshitting you, dude. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. It's the only state that does it. It's a weird thing. I mean, at least they can spell. It's only 4 letters. I mean, good for them.
4 letters. Yeah. Can't be that hard.
But for Lance Plant, this is Will Riggs. This has been the Dirt Talk Nation. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit us up. We'll be back with you. Same bad time, same bad channel next week at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern on Dirt Talk Nation on Facebook, as well as Race On. Until next week, peace out.
She was there from the start by his side, through all the scars and painted hide. He worked extra hours.
They were really good at
making
watching.
meat, dragging to the shop, flat dead on his feet. She never dreamed it would be this hard.
No, we're done.